2, 3, play. Hello, this is Scratch. That's Dennis. Say hi, Dennis.
Hello.
And this is AO. No, it's not. This is Hidden Community Cup 5. Jean Bureau bracket. Bureau. I don't know how to say that. Between OneWillFam in blue as the Berbers and ChapLikesPizza in the red as Teutons. And yeah, I absolutely scuffed that intro, and I don't care. We're going to keep going.
Sounds good.
Right. Yes.
I do not.
That's okay. I can grab them while we're waiting. Got some idle time for ChapLikesPizza. A little bit. And I'm only saying that to cover up my own idle time as I pull up this draft.
Yeah, that's true. As I move, maybe it's better for me to just
There we go. I got
follow a scout, which I can do.
There you go. Yeah, you can do that. Let me. What did you say you do? You hold spacebar?
Yeah. You said if you just use push to talk, it's breaking up for you. But yeah, essentially just select the unit, tap F, and you're going. That works.
Nope, doesn't work.
It does work. I think you just click push to talk, and it.
No. Even if I am ignoring push to talk, right? I'm pressing out. My screen is not centering. It's weird. Anyway, let's see. So they banned Gold Rush Quarry, Hidden Forts, Evacuation, and Mudflow for OneWillFam, and for Chap, High Tides, Islands, Cup, Cross, and Slopes. Not a lot of love for water maps in between these two. We've got Arabia to start, and then OneWillFam picked Bay, and Chap picked Bypass. And for Civ drafts, we have a ban of the Vikings for OneWillFam, as well as the Bulgarians and Burmese. And for Chap, we have Portuguese, Bohemians, and Sicilians. Now, I think that is actually Chap. OneWillFam. OneWillFam's primary civ is the Franks, so I think maybe OneWillFam choosing that immediately, but not playing them first is kind of interesting. Especially because Franks are pretty respected on Arena, you know. Arabia, yeah, that's where we are.
Yep.
Just because you have two screens, everybody, does not mean you can multitask. These are two of my players. We've got OneWillFam. I have... Oh no. Okay, I have a note on OneWillFam that I will not reveal in this cast because I would like to keep his secrets or their secrets. But they could be spicy. ChapLikesPizza, though, I have written down clearly a knowledgeable player who might need to dial in some more focus, but really needs to work on managing their eco. And if they are capable of doing that, they will progress much further than they seem capable of. Which I think is kind of the par for the course for this whole tournament so far, which is fine. It's the lowest elo bracket. That's kind of expected. That level of balance is not quite there yet. Some more idle time from Blue. Dennis, how do you feel about the Teutons?
Students, whenever I face up against a student player, one of the main gameplay that they think about is castle drop.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that's something that the student player is also planning to do. Eventually drop a castle on the opponent, but I don't know, honestly. Students have, in general, they have good knights, but you're up against Berbers who probably can't spam camels. So maybe Students goes with... I guess you can still go pike knights, and against camels you should be fine. But I don't know what the student player in general would look for. I think in this elo it's a safe bet to say castle drop is what the player might be thinking about, but I don't know.
Well, right now,
guessing.
Right now, the player's thinking about having 13 villagers work one boar, which is, I don't think...
Which is great.
Yeah, I don't think that's a mistake. I think that's a good thing.
That's great.
They noticed that they were making a very long boar pole, and they just transitioned their villagers from the mill to the boar, and we're gonna mill some deer as well, which is fine because pushing deer is for psychopaths. Oh ho!
I mean, in this generation, you can easily push deer. So,
Yeah,
but
they're a
don't
lot closer.
Yeah, I don't expect the players to do it, but yeah, you can easily push deer
Ooh,
in
they're a
this
lot.
Arabia generation.
They're a lot closer unless you're blue. Then they're on the other side of the gold. Ooh, I like that barracks wall up from
I
blue.
mean,
That's
other
nice.
side of the goal, but it's still close.
It is closer, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, barracks. I like that barracks into the wall up on the berries for blue. It's not perfect because obviously there's going to be a hole there eventually, but it will be filled eventually. So, kind of works out. Actually, pretty natural wall for blue here.
Blue is pretty easy. It's easy to wall. Just wall from woodline to woodline, and you should be fairly safe.
Yeah, pretty good. Pretty much good to go.
Red also made it harder for themselves with the forward lumber camp. But
Yeah, forward lumber camp in a really awkward position. But to be fair, their choices of lumber camps weren't that good to begin with. I think that's definitely the worst choice they could have made, but the other ones much better.
yeah, also it's which lumber camp you scout early on,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Maybe they just didn't have it scouted. And
Yeah, I will say that these wood lines seem a little far away. Maybe that's something for the version. I'm not sure. Like a tile or two. Not like super far away, but.
yeah, I don't know. In ranked Arabia, this does happen. So
Now I will say, if you're gonna drop a second mill on deer, which I think is a great idea, especially with how close deer are to your base in this. I would say that like Spirit of the Law has done the math. There's no reason to do that and then to have 10 villagers on berries. If you're going to do that, you should probably have the majority of your villagers getting deer. Just because villagers are extremely slow at foraging bushes.
okay, yeah, Teuton player is going for a castle edge, direct to castle edge approach.
Yeah.
With market blacksmith, but no one on stone, so maybe
Nobody on gold yet. Okay.
Not really.
They just moved to gold.
Yeah, no one on stone yet. Yeah.
Now blue sees this if he's paying attention, or if they're paying attention.
Blue scout is here. I don't know if it was intentional, but it looks like it. I think the scout was just click to the wood line, and now just relaxing between the villagers and the
just
lumber
hanging
camp.
Hey guys, how you doing? Now, blue heard me, so they of course filled up that hole by the barracks. That's good to see. And we're moving to gold. It's pretty good. Food income is going to be a little awkward for blue.
Oh, the scout actually
did a single
in the head, but still no one is challenging the scout yet. Okay.
I'll be honest, this house situation beside that lumber camp is actually stressing me out. It's genuinely just an obstacle. Okay, we've got some idle time for our barracks, and for our villagers. We're building a barracks.
Okay, the scouts on the field for OneWillFam. So.
Oh, can we finish that wall? Nope.
And ChapLikesPizza has the resources to click up the castle, but the scouts are also here.
Now this is an incredibly awkward barracks position because it's not forward enough to be aggressive, but it's not close enough to be defensive. And again, this wood line and the house situation is actually going to become a detriment more than anything. Especially if you see that your opponent's on scouts, which I don't think ChapLikesPizza did at the moment. You'd kind of want to build this barracks a little closer to home. All that time wasting people's time looking up notes and stuff, and I forgot to read this off. OneWillFam, 744 at the time of my check. ChapLikesPizza, 681. 44 matches to 72. OneWillFam prefers Franks, Persians, and Ethiopians. ChapLikesPizza prefers Teutons, Incas, and Mongols. Both list Arabia as options.
Very good scout control by OneWillFam.
Yeah.
And up to Castle Age in a very good times. But scouts are out.
Now, were all these villagers on gold initially, or did they retreat from the woodline?
No, they were there
Oh,
initially.
okay. That's a
Yeah.
lot of villagers on gold.
I mean, if you're going knights, it kind of
For
works out. But yeah,
not so
there is a
soon though.
stable.
Surely. That soon? That feels too soon for me.
Too soon for what?
To go on to knights. I don't think you need 9 on gold that early. Like 9 on gold eventually, sure, but not in the feudal age. I don't know. I could be full of shit.
The main thing is right now he needs food. So
I like that OneWillFam built 4 scouts and stopped. That's good to see. Because I think they made the judgment call. Do I go to castle or not?
I also like that Blue is has a very good eco setup, right? Has the farms and also is kind of slowly walling up the base.
Is slowly. There
and
is a hole, but that might be intentional at this point because their scouts just used it. This is the most awkward walling situation I've ever seen for ChapLikesPizza. I'm. This is. Oh no. Okay.
he said. I mean, I think he'll put a gate there for the lumber camp.
Oh, okay, maybe. But
yeah.
there's a hole on the other side of the house.
Oh.
That's yeah. That's what I was meaning about those houses being an obstacle. I don't think you can see that hole.
Yeah.
Okay, we've got some knights. We've definitely got some idle villagers standing around after tasks. Shift queuing your tasks is a great thing to do in these situations. Just always try and give your villagers the next thing to do, so that will nullify their idle time. Because if they're standing around, they're not helping you. We've got a house wall on the north side for blue.
I think more than that, what is probably needed is right now you know that you're not able to produce knights constantly because of the
food situation.
Food eco not being there, right? So when you have that, save the wood and drop more farms. I think right now there's 10 on wood and actually is there a okay? There's more second lumber camp. I actually really like how OneWillFam's playing this. You can see the basics of wall up the base, and play secure, don't overchop. So basically now goes for the second lumber camp.
Now, it would be a lot cooler if these players continued to make villagers, but you know, we'll get there. Baby steps.
Yeah, I think it's also how much APM do these players have, right?
That's a you question. I can't see that.
Yeah, but actually, OneWillFam seems to be fine. It's around 25, 26.
Okay.
ChapLikesPizza, it does seem like it's 9 actions per minute, so that's gonna be a little bit harder. But yeah, camels are out, so I think
now
these knights can't.
ChapLikesPizza is building more farms, so that's good to see. His base is still completely open. I think I appreciate the double stable in the barracks. But again, I think the position is very awkward. It's not contributing to the wall. It's not really helping your units get into position to help this attack if they need be, which they definitely could be beneficial for if we could throw some spearmen or some more knights in there. But because these buildings are in such an awkward position, the knights can't retreat back to the town center, etc. And unfortunately, I would say 2 camels and 4 scouts win that by default. Now we are researching pikemen, which is cool. Do we have pikemen on the... Nope. Okay.
Yeah, 1 pikeman.
Some more idle time. Now we have 2 mining camps with 3 villagers each, and that's unnecessary, I would say. Like, definitely expanding to that second gold mine. Did I say lumber camp? Yeah. I meant gold mine.
I mean, I think at this point, I think ChapLikesPizza, just by playing open, is really making it really hard to...
Yeah. We got a monastery. It's very late, I would say, if it were to come up.
I don't think.
Yeah.
But
I like monks against camels, actually, especially if you're running knights, because they can heal them up. And if I remember correctly, too,
light cap. There's 4 light cap. I mean, there's 4 scouts on the field too.
just
So
because you
it's not like
see a counter unit doesn't mean you don't do it at all, right?
yeah. But monks, when you have APM of 9,
Yeah, that's fair. I don't have a counterpoint for that. And the knights brought the wolf home. And there we go.
I guess red is sort of attempting to wall.
Oh, we've got Dennis's favorite unit, the Genitor.
Janitors.
Yep.
There's no archers on the field.
Yeah.
Is janitors really good? I
No,
don't.
it's not good. It's cool. It's just a cool unit.
Okay.
Kids love Genitors.
I mean, if you're up against archers, I guess it kind of makes sense because you're countering archers and you're also mobile.
Now we have fully walled the base for blue, which is cool.
But I guess this is the composition that he's going for: janitors, camels, and a few scouts mixed in.
I'm not sure I like this wall that is between the primary base location and the military buildings. That's very awkward.
You're talking about blue?
Red, sorry.
Oh, you're criticizing red's wall?
Very awkward wall. It's an incredibly awkward wall. We did fill in those gaps that I mentioned earlier. That's cool. But again, the military buildings are on the wrong side of the defenses, and that's awkward.
Yep. When I see this wall, I think, what's wrong with the military buildings?
Yeah, they could be if the stables and the barracks were on the left side, south of the market, they could be contributing to the wall.
Yeah, that's true.
Now this is a force coming to deal with this right now.
Yeah, you can deal with the pikemen with janitors. So the cool unit, as Scratch says.
Not if the pikemen die.
Yeah, because janitors can just target the pikemen.
Hey, we got a conversion. Maybe? Oh, nope, nope.
Yep, the scouts clean that
There's
up.
another gap in the wall, apparently. This is an unfortunate game for ChapLikesPizza.
I mean, 16 farms for OneWillFam, 7 farms for students. Is it even farms or is he still completing berries?
No, he's been done with
7
berries.
farms. Yeah, 7 farms.
Yeah, at this point we definitely want to pull some villagers off of gold, get them back onto farms, and just kind of slow down the night production. We don't have the economy to afford this right now. There's another hole in the wall. Now, meanwhile, I was speaking about Blue's walls. I like that Blue's finished the wall up. That's good to see. I'm a little curious about the idea of putting your primary entrances on the sides. It's fine, but I would honestly consider deleting that house beside the stable and putting a gate there, just for quick response if you have to retreat or something like that. I also noticed that Blue abandoned his primary or his initial lumber camp because he was in danger of overchopping, which is really cool.
I said that like.
Did you? Did you? Well done.
Yeah.
Bravo.
No. It's almost like we're in 2 different calls.
You know, Gabe, ChapLikesPizza is not out yet. We're making the wall even more awkward by incorporating the barracks and the stable into it. Okay.
I mean, OneWillFam is being passive and he is playing 1 TC, right? So,
Yeah.
actually, Berbers has collected 400 stone. Was that just the market use?
Maybe. We've got another...
I don't...
Wait, yeah, he hasn't mined stone at all.
Yeah.
He must have purchased it.
Yeah, must purchased it.
That is weird. This is a weird game. Yeah, because
he's got a lot on gold, so it makes sense, I guess.
Yeah, OneWillFam. One thing I will say is
second TC. Yeah, I think second TC from
okay.
Fam, and if it's being passive, and also faster to imp, yeah, I think this is looking really good. I think even if students come forward, the army lead is with OneWillFam. The base looks quite secure.
Yeah, the advantage is definitely to OneWillFam, which is, I think, fine. I would like to see a little more aggression. You know, attacking is scary, but you've got a sizable army here. You could definitely if you see your opponents open like this, kill some pikemen. Like, go harry a woodline. You know, worst case scenario, you lose a couple troops, you pull them back. That's fine. That's part of it.
Ooh, I like this. I mean, I used to do this a lot before. So you see what happened here? The monk, there's a defend button on the unit. So he took one janitor, click defend, and moved the monk to pick up relics. So the janitor is just following the monk, or maybe he just picked follow. Either way.
No, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, brings back memories for me.
Now we're up to 15 farms for ChapLikesPizza, so I like this. Like, we're seeing slow responses to problems. Now, in some cases, they're problems of our own making, but we are seeing responses, and that's cool. That's good to see. We're not just building 15 villagers, getting to 5 farms, and going, okay, this is it. This is the end of the game. Again, I think... I don't want to say it's the only problem, but I definitely think this very awkward walling situation where the military buildings weren't able to contribute definitely made the economy for ChapLikesPizza even more awkward. There goes a Vil.
Yep.
Now the pikemen will take this, but OneWillFam's on top of it.
There's 8, about to be 11 janitors on the field, and
they
have Botkin, so...
Are janitors out of the archery range?
Yep.
They replace the skirmisher? Okay. Got
they don't replace skirmisher, they just have extra unit called janitor.
Oh.
And there is a hole in OneWillFam, but I mean, with the army lead and camels, I don't think you want to be aggressive right now.
Is there a hole?
ChapLikesPizza. Yep. I just saw the unit. Between the gate and the house on the right.
Oh, yeah, there is. Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. So you're saying the Genitor doesn't replace the Skirmisher? It's just an additional unit?
Yep.
I assumed it would replace the Skirmisher. That's very odd. You'd think it would, right?
No.
Are the Berbers the ones that get 3 unique units? Is that them?
3 that's Incas, right?
No, I don't think it's Incas.
Incas, Slingers, Kameyuks, and
somebody else gets 3. Janitor.
Camel Archer, Janitor. Okay. What is the 3rd unique unit that Berbers get?
It's not. Is it Gujaras?
Gujaras, yeah, probably because of the Sriamsa Rider.
I can't remember. I know one of the Indian civilizations, I could not think of how to say that correctly, has 3.
Definitely not Dravidians.
No. Now we have a second TC coming from ChapLikesPizza. It's in a really awkward place.
I think now that OneWillFam is an imp, now OneWillFam will be ready to attack. Yeah. I think Trebs is... I think because of the wall-up, probably just waited for Trebs.
I like this castle, but if you see that hill on your opponent's face right there, let's move that castle forward. Castles on hills are scary, and we have crop rotation.
I like how he is always looking at the ego upgrades as well,
and to his credit, ChapLikesPizza is getting eco upgrades. They are doing things. They're just doing them slower than is ideal. Got a couple.
Yeah.
We have an army on the field. It's not a winning army. It's not an aggressive army, but we have units. Like ChapLikesPizza clearly knows what they need to do. They're just not executing as quickly as their opponent, and unfortunately stopping at 36 villagers is going to make that even more noticeable. Now we've got outposts, which is cool. A lot of outposts.
Anything but the center, because center is...
The center has the castle on it, yeah?
But does Red know that yet?
Not yet.
I don't think so, right? Yeah.
He knows there's a whole lot of guys there, though. Yep.
No ballistics on the janitors, so you probably want to be careful a little bit. But again, can't take it.
Yeah.
Just avoid. Yeah, the micro has been pretty good.
Yeah.
For OneWillFam.
Yeah, he's putting ChapLike, or they're putting ChapLikesPizza into a position.
Is OneWillFam one of the higher rated players in the bracket?
I think they're within the 8 that we have. I think they would be in the top 4. Yeah.
Okay. So close to the
yes.
700 ELO players. Yeah.
No, yeah. Well, OneWillFam is 744, so they're about 60 ELO higher than ChapLikesPizza.
ChapLikesPizza is also close to 700. Okay.
I
think
ChapLikesPizza is 681.
Yeah, close to 700.
Yeah, close.
Fair enough. Yeah, I think it's just the wall up playing open was little.
Yeah, playing open is. I don't want to say never a good idea. Dennis has commented on this from me that I like to wall up. I will try and do some kind of wall up on every map, even if it's not necessarily optimal, but especially on Arabia. I think it is pretty much required on Arabia for the most part, unless you're going to be extremely aggressive. Okay, and 4 barracks. Granted, they're going to be a little late, and a siege workshop is kind of cool to see.
I like how he chose the entire group to micro the army, but he did micro the army. That was
well, and one thing that I liked that I saw was OneWillFam was purposefully putting the camels forward to maneuver the Genitors around to kind of freak ChapLikesPizza out a little bit, because they kind of drew out that hesitation of, do you attack with your pikemen or do you risk them?
Okay, so the outpost has made its way to the other side. Maybe ChapLikesPizza is thinking of a sneak castle, given how the outposts are being placed.
We've got ballistics coming up. I like this 4 barracks at the back, but this does kind of add gasoline to what I was saying earlier. The reason you're needing to build 4 barracks at the back is because you built your barracks in a very awkward position in the first place. So these 4 or 5 pikemen that are about to come out of it are going to die before they can help.
I mean, the ballistics is coming up. Camel archers are being created.
Now
Camels have, I guess, Maghrebite camels. I'm guessing is some kind of camel buff. I'm not sure.
Let me see. Berbers, Maghrebi camels. Camel units regenerate 15 HP per minute.
Okay, so some kind of healing on the camels.
Now that does not affect the Genitors because they are on horseback.
Yeah, but you have camel archers and camels.
And camels,
right?
yeah.
So, yeah.
Hey, okay, that was cool to see. Now these pikemen are going to get slaughtered, but that was cool. When OneWillFam attacked the barracks, ChapLikesPizza pulled his units out to do a surprise attack. That was cool. We've got chemistry coming in. We got ballistics. ChapLikesPizza is keeping up with the buffs from Blacksmith and Town Center and whatnot, and all that jazz. So like this again, this is not a completely outclassed player. Their response time is clearly a little slower, and I believe you mentioned they had 9 APM. So
yeah, at that point it was, yeah.
And it does look like ChapLikesPizza has finished the wall, with the exception of the one hole by the wood line.
Yeah, they are palisade walls, to be fair, but yeah. There's no castle in defense.
We're not even on stone, actually. And we're housed.
No.
Where is the stone? Oh, the stone's forward. Okay, so there could be a castle coming. It's just going to be a little late.
I think he's...
I love targeting the monks over the wall. That's delicious. Well done.
Yep. Now with ballistics, these janitors would be amazing.
Still no trebs. They have ballistics. He got ballistics already.
Yeah, with that's what I said. With ballistics, they would be amazing.
They will be amazing. Yeah. Still no trebs from our what? Oh, okay. Wait, okay, it's very weird that you go imp into GG. That's odd. Maybe that was a mistake.
Alright.
Okay, well, that's game 1 to OneWillFam. I feel like we actually discussed this one pretty thoroughly. ChapLikesPizza clearly knows what they're doing. They just need to dial it in a little bit. That being said, and again, I'm still not going to reveal the strategy that I saw executed by OneWillFam, but it's good to see that they can do, I would say, a more standard game, because the strategy that I saw they did exclusively, and that made me very nervous that they were some kind of one-trick pony. That is clearly not the case. So, good to see. What do you got to say, Dennis, before we move on to the next one?
Nothing else. Let's go on to the next one.
All right.
Yep.
Oh, what do you got? What do you got? You were saying something?
Nothing.
Okay.
Nothing.
Okay.
Yep.
Game 1 to OneWillFam, and we're going to pause and carry on. Pause and carry on is what I said. Pause and 1, 2, 3, play. All right, and we're back. Game 1 goes to OneWillFam, and now we're on Bypass, which is a wild and crazy map that we get to test the knowledge of the actual maps of the players. Test the knowledge of the maps of the... Did I say that right? That sounds right.
Yeah, I think humans. I mean, I think 2TC boom is what typically you'd expect from humans. Mongols. I mean, if it's a step lancer war, Mongols have the better step lancers here.
True.
I honestly think Mongols would be very strong because these are just palisade walls. So FC step lancer could just be good if humans go for the 2TC boom.
Yeah, I will say that humans being able to get set up on those... Do you go to the side, you think? Or do you play it safe and put it on gold in the middle, or in your base?
I mean, for the 2TC boom, I would just a second TC on the wood line so that I can make lots of farms, have a good farming eco setup, and
so like right there in the corner, maybe?
yeah, in one of the corners, yeah.
Okay.
But like I said, because it's just palisade walls, I don't know if humans are a good choice.
It's certainly an interesting one.
Yeah.
It's better than everybody just picking Portuguese because they saw that one game on Hidden Cup 4. Ooh,
Portuguese is going to be very good on this map, though.
Chaps Likes Pizza. What? Okay. Sorry, Chaps Like Pizza was attempting a TC boar lure. It didn't fire at the boar, though, so he pulled out and killed it the old-fashioned way. Interesting. You have to target the boar when you do that, right? I believe that's true.
I haven't. I mean, yeah, we have to target the boar, but yeah, I typically don't do it because it depends on how many villagers are in the TC. Based on that,
that's how many times you
the
shoot.
speed of which, yeah. So based on that, the boar might die faster or slower. Where is this villager heading off to? Is this just a...
What villager?
There's a villager from OneWillFam walking out of the base.
Oh, I see that. Okay. Maybe getting...
Okay, that's... No, I think it's just a forward gather point when he was moving the scout or something like that.
Could be.
The new villager is just...
No, he's building a mill. There's a mill on the side there.
On the side.
The southern side. Southwestern side.
Okay, yep.
So
good knowledge on the map.
Yeah. And I would assume that probably indicates where that second TC is going to be. In fact, I would say that right between that small gold pile and that wood line would be pretty good.
I mean, now you're pretty... I mean, if red scouts that, red is pretty idle with a scout, but if red scouts that, that is going to be a problem. But yeah, anyway. We will see.
Now, the revelation that towers can go into that middle section is pretty cool to me. I'm very excited to do some forward pushes and back it up with towers. Dennis should have never told me to play the Koreans.
I mean, yeah, you never used to tower, but the rest of it, I think you would go archers in Mangonels, right?
Yeah. Oh, OneWillFam lost a Ville.
happens to everybody. But yeah, the walking time, I don't think it's worth it to go that far.
For the mill.
Yep, for the mill. I know there's hunt there, and he is prioritizing the hunt, which is nice.
Yeah, that is good.
But I don't think it's. I think having berries would be much more optimized, and you can go 20 pop up to feudal and put your second TC up faster. Here, I think you have some idle time, probably, right? Yeah, OneWillFam has 1 minute 48 seconds idle time. That's
ChapLikesPizza is housed momentarily. And we see that OneWillFam has stopped at 18. Oh, nope, now 19 villagers. Okay, so they're either going to power on past 20, or they forgot that or didn't notice that they lost the bill. Which, I mean, either's fine. Just kind of, you want to adjust your build accordingly.
How many minutes are you at right now?
I'm at 8 minutes and 29 seconds.
Okay.
Oh, we got a line. And another very weak villager. I'm grabbing some sheep. These might be, I think these are opponent sheep, actually. Where is Blue Scout? There's Blue Scout, okay.
Blue Scout is on the left, next to the the walls before. Usually, whenever I see that, I think there's some pressure coming in that side, but villagers are actually walking towards the scout.
We got OneWillFam with some idle time.
Interesting. Both of them with the same idea to mill. Okay, this is the second mill for ChapLikesPizza, so I guess that. And also, as Mongols, it's probably worth it. But I think
Mongols is definitely worth it. Now, interestingly, neither player knows the other player is on the other side. That's kind of fun. OneWillFam still has not clicked up to Feudal Age.
Yeah, I think if you don't go with second TCS humans, I think Mongols would be heavily favored here if you don't have that build, and I don't think.
What is this villager doing in the middle? Oh, oh, I like it. Okay, OneWillFam has finally clicked Feudal Age. I love the outpost in the center. That's wild to me. I was thinking, because you were mentioning before I cut you off, because I got excited because I saw an outpost in the middle. Sorry about that. What about Siege Workshop Feudal Age humans in this? Battering rams to knock down the center and flood into the middle?
I don't know how the recent garrison changes help with that, but typically it's not worth it, right? You need a lot on wood, lot on gold to build a siege workshop, make the ram, and by that time, I think usually opponent would already be in Castle Age or have an army presence like scouts, which could just take out that ram because it's just a regular battering ram, right? So yeah, I think
they are quite expensive. I think you're at best you're going to see what, maybe 2 or 3, and that's a lot, right?
Yeah.
Now, Red has managed to build 4 or 5 villagers during the idle time of OneWillFam and the queue up, so hopefully that pays off, but unfortunately they were all queued to come out here by this mill, so they didn't really get a lot of value, but they did get into a position.
So humans are just going for a regular game. I guess they still have cheaper military buildings, but humans are very, very bad in late game compared to Mongols.
Yes.
And once you don't really have that early eco boost, in early Castle Age, the push is not that strong. So, yeah, and like I said, both get Step Lancer and Mongol Step Lancer is better. So,
well, I would also argue that Mangadai are an absolute powerhouse of a unit as well, especially on a map with functionally 3 zones to bounce in between,
Yeah.
Ooh, we're walling off the side. Okay.
Yeah, I think there's also aggressive wall, which kind of helps get the map control. Walden the relic, so maybe ChapLikesPizza will pick up that relic. One relic, only one relic in OneWillFam side once that wall completes. And the scout seems to be in the other side or just chilling
Now,
on the corner.
I did find arena matches on OneWillFam's uh, insights profile. However, this player is not playing at all as concisely as the last game, and so maybe they're a little apprehensive to closed maps, especially bypass, since it's frankly a very weird closed map.
It definitely felt like OneWillFam had an idea for the second TC and probably didn't messed up the build, and then I think adapting. At least that's the impression that I got.
Yeah, I think the 2 minutes idle time definitely may have spooked them. When they went, oh shit, I've had feudal age for 2 minutes. So, that can definitely knock some sense out of you. We've still got
Market
okay.
going up for Mongols. You can sell that 1,500 wood, and honestly, you can just
Oh yeah.
put some farms in if you have that much wood. Even without horse collar, honestly, with that much wood.
Now, interestingly, OneWillFam, the center, however, they cannot see the outpost from ChapLikesPizza. So.
I mean, I honestly think you just get horse collar and replace all the woodcutters with farms, honestly.
For OneWillFam or ChapLikesPizza?
ChapLikesPizza.
Okay.
Did you see the wood bank for ChapLikesPizza?
I do. It's quite a lot.
Yeah. Attack upgrades for the pikemen is interesting.
Figuring out when a resource is too much is, I don't want to say like an upper level thing of knowledge, but once you figure it out, it becomes like I start getting afraid of 4-digit numbers. Now blue sees this wall up now, or at least he was if he was paying attention, but he'll see it on his mini map now. We're going to stone for the Mongol player, as expected. It is wild seeing a feudal age for Cumans with no second TC. Maybe this was a mistakenly chosen Civ, perhaps.
I don't know about mistaken issues. They could be better if you do like second TC, then early Castle Age you could do a push. But with Mongols in the draft, I would probably still not have picked them. Ooh, so is OneWillFam thinking about? Sorry, is ChapLikesPizza thinking about cav archers?
I think so. I mean, I don't know why else you would have this much wood and 2 archery ranges, right?
Yep.
I think it's got to be. Now, we're thinking of walling on the blue side as well. Let's see. Red know about that?
Ah, did they practice together? What is this?
Maybe, yeah. This is very in sync, guys. I like the siege workshop from OneWillFam, but again, I feel like that's not. It's a little too late.
Oh yeah,
Because they can only make a battering ram, right? That's it.
Yep, only a battering ram in feudal age, and
okay. We're seeing archers instead of cavalry archers, but we're only in feudal age, so that makes sense. But I feel like you just get up to castle, right?
I mean, if you're making a feudal age play, you're not going to be punished because Cumans are also. Cumans, as I say that, clicked up to Castle Age. Behind some villager, apparently.
Yeah.
Two villagers.
Okay, I was having a mild panic attack for a moment. I was like, what do you mean? And we have a garrisoned battering ram full of archers. Okay. All right. So OneWillFam's a little slow in this game, but he's cooking something. Oh,
he has pikemen there, but I guess archers would take them out. I don't know. Let's see how the reaction looks like.
I gotta say, driving a battering ram full of archers towards Mongols is spooky to me. I don't.
I mean, this is so early, you don't really expect a castle, right?
Oh my gosh! What is this? What? Amazing. Absolutely incredible. Alright, we're in. Like, that was 2 hits. I think this was a little slow, but I also think that maybe this is improv. Okay, I don't hate the tower, but it's gonna be costly to get that thing up.
Just garrison in the ram and then ram down the tower and the TC.
True,
right?
true. And I think that is...
there's nothing that stops you from making more rams as well, other than the golden come, I guess. There's
Okay,
only
now,
2 on gold right now.
abandoning that tower and letting it get built is definitely a mistake.
I mean, can you not just... Oh, how did the one ram die?
No, they're both alive. One's behind the blacksmith.
Oh, okay. That
But,
sounds good.
oh no, you gotta get this tower up. You need this tower.
Now you can get villager kills.
Okay, now we are in Castle Age, so I would like to see some cav archers and some skirmishers out of the red player.
Botkin.
Spearmen, I'm fine with. Yeah, Bodkin would be good. Killing the blacksmith is pretty cool.
And yeah, I think again having farms would be good. I know they have the sides to collect the hunt, but
Well, they're out now. They're on to berries. That attack, we've got a lot of idle time on the eco for ChapLikesPizza, but I think ChapLikesPizza defended that really well. There was a little hesitation. I definitely think you wanted to get that tower up first, and then back it up with some more spearmen. Maybe even drop a second barracks, or not spearmen, but more militia units.
yeah,
More melee units to deal with the rams while your skirmishers deal with the archers. That's what I was trying to say. Go ahead, Dennis.
yeah. I mean, it'll be good to have mangonel if you're only going for archers and you don't really have pikes. Then at least have mangonels, because right now a mangonel will shut down everything. Mangonel counters archers, mangonel counters the rams.
Yep.
So
Got a second TC for the red player on that forward position on the by the wall. That's cool. This very aggressive position for red.
yeah, there's so much wood, and so you can basically just drop another. Actually, you can drop 2 more TCs as Mongols.
Yeah.
And
I don't think that's likely. I feel like we're going to see a castle before we see 2 more TCs.
yeah.
Monastery for OneWillFam. Interesting. I don't know what the monastery is doing other than relics.
ChapLikesPizza is committing to skirms, which kind of work, I guess, because right now
He sees
student player
crossbowmen.
is only going for archers now, so it kind of helps. And there's no botkin, so
No bodkin for either player, actually.
yeah.
Now, I would like to see a villager come up and repair this wall with some reinforcement, some stone maybe. Now that the middle is cleared, I'm curious if we're going to see that. I like that. Yeah, then there it is. Well done. Okay. I like this. This is a good game. A defensive university. Ooh, okay. Do you see the cheeky archery range on the left-hand side of the map for OneWillFam?
OneWillFam cheeky out. Yep, I do see that.
I like that, actually. And we've got crossbowmen coming out of it, so he's definitely thinking some kind of flanking attack. But I unfortunately,
Yeah, I don't like it, actually.
No?
I mean, at least have a barracks then, because you can't really... You need archer mass, and it's not like scouts or knights, right? Where you can just hit and run if you think you have a bad... if you don't have the... If you can't raid effectively, you can run away with the scouts. It's not the same with archers. And
True.
as I say that, step lancers are
Where are
being made.
Steplancers? Where's a stable? Where does he have a stable?
In the base.
Really? Where? Oh, barracks? Archery range? Oh, stable. There it is. Okay. Okay, now I really like this so far. This is a much more responsive player for ChapLikesPizza than what we saw last game. Much quicker to respond, clearly has a plan. We have enough for a castle from our red player, and it's getting dropped on the hill beside... Okay, that's not a very aggressive location. I honestly think that you'd be better off putting it up right up against the wood line to cover that gold. But... and which ChapLikesPizza does know about. But this is still a perfectly fine position. It helps reinforce this town center position, which is really cool to see. We've got a second sideways town center for our blue player. I feel like the roles have flipped. I feel like we're seeing a much more competent response from ChapLikesPizza and maybe a slower response from OneWillFam here. I think the idle time into no feudal town center really hurt OneWillFam.
I mean, he's making the second TC. He's
third
houses.
TC.
He's third TC, making houses. He's been doing some eco actions in the back, but yeah, I think like I said, you don't want it to go to late game against Mongols, right?
No, not at all.
If you have an untouched Mongol player, they can go step lancers, which are better than you. They can go for better siege.
And there's the Mangadai.
Yep, Mangadai.
Oh, don't reveal your hand. Don't get too close.
I mean, if right now, ChapLikesPizza has the highest scum count. So if
true,
and also if your opponent commits to scums, it's actually good for you because as Mongols you get a good. Oh, the tower is pretty good.
Okay, tower's interesting. I still would prefer a tower once we have some Mangadai on the field, but tower's good.
I think this is actually good for OneWillFam.
Okay.
Like, stop taking wood, make farms, because
That's true. You're 3,000. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Stop foraging and get.
I mean,
get
honestly, the eco is much better for humans still. So.
I mean, they're 700 resources up. Not too much higher.
What do you mean? 400 resources?
Oh, 3,000. I'm sorry, I can't read.
Yeah.
But I still prefer ChapLikesPizza's position.
Yeah, because non-touched Mongols.
That rear castle is going to be. The castle on the back end is going to be rough, and all he has to do is expand it from there.
What I like about ChapLikesPizza, he's committing to the units that he's making. So he has 20 scums, which I was like, oh, this is a lot. But I think he'll also commit to 20 Mangadai or something like that.
Well, he had 12 queued up initially, and then he rolled it back a little bit.
Yep, so that's going to be pretty good, I think.
Mangonel to kill the tower. I don't know if that's going to...
You need a repair bow for the Mangonel because...
yeah, the tower's just going to win.
But yeah, the Mangadai can melt the palisade walls if... or even the siege, but now you can also target the Mangadai if you take that risk. Okay,
yeah, he pulled it back, yeah.
He's going to try to break in, hopefully.
Now, I would like a pincer here. I would like to see the skirmishers from the base move forward on the gate. Once this happens, yep.
I wouldn't like it because I think the step lancer would just clean them up if they.
Sure, but the idea is that you can always fall back, right? Ooh, good response from OneWillFam. A little late, but still good to see. Oh, it's a palisade though. That's not good. Now, step lancers are gonna melt the Mangadai.
If you can...
If they can catch them, yeah.
Yeah, micro is hard, so...
And we've seen between the two, OneWillFam does seem to be the better micro player. Now, I like pulling him back for the castle. That's good to see. Are we going to see a second castle on this same flank from our Mongol player? I imagine so, right?
University coming up for the Mongol player, so thinking about Imperial.
Well, he can already get Imperial because he has the castle.
With the castle, yeah. But maybe he... Okay, maybe he just needs ballistics then.
Ballistics, murder holes.
Alright.
I don't hate murder holes here, actually. Just because that castle is kind of on its own.
Sure.
And we've got some monks coming up.
I mean, either player can go up to Imp, but I mean, as humans, I don't think you get a lot in Imperial.
I don't think so, not really.
But...
Now, we are kind of stalling out for the red player here. Maybe we're waiting for Imp. We've got it.
Yeah, Mongol player is just committing to Mangadai, which...
Sure.
Which honestly, if that's how it's going to be, maybe humans have a chance, because maybe you just commit to Step Lancer, you go to Imp, get Elite Step Lancer, and you should be really good here. I think humans actually could have the advantage in spite of the score lead. But let's see.
I disagree, because I'm thinking about this from my perspective. And I'm thinking about, with caster advantage, just how nightmarish a siege workshop beside the red gate would be. Just start throwing mangonels down the center and Mangadai at the back. Now, we have a defensive castle on the gate, which is cool. I like that. I'd prefer it on the hill, but that's fine.
I mean, the hill works if there's... I guess there would be a Treb War with that castle, but yeah, and the hill would definitely help.
Treb War and soon, I would say. I'm curious as to how aggressive the second castle from ChapLikesPizza is going to be.
I like how he's committing to the... maybe we will see Elite Step Lancer then. Elite Step Lancer and Onager. That could be pretty good for OneWillFam.
Is this castle going to get denied?
I think it's going to get denied. There's not enough villagers making them. And there's ballistics now. Wait, there's no ballistics. Sorry, that was for murder holes. I forgot.
Yeah, that castle's going to go up. But he knows it's there.
You don't want to take the fight. Yeah.
Yeah, these Mangadai need to be on sand ground before they get themselves killed. Okay. Any other updates? We've got more Step Lancers coming for blue. Now, I would argue that I feel like these Mangadai are much more valuable losses than the Step Lancers. Would you agree? Although maybe not, because for the Cumans, I think you're right. Elite Step Lancers, like, that's it. That's their power unit. 4 Trebs! Okay. And immediately.
I think humans, they just need to ignore the castle and go through the center or go around the flank and hit the main base, because raiding is what humans are. I mean, that's what I think humans should do.
Oh yeah, no, especially in this situation.
If you fight Mongols here straight up, I mean, I honestly think the Treb War humans are bound to lose, because Mangadai has bonus against the siege, and they were faster to Imp, I think.
Yes.
And so there's going to be more Trebs out.
I like the 4 Trebs from red. That's cool. I like this wall up on the side base from blue. Maybe we're considering switching to this location. I will say I'm a little disappointed by this sneaky archery range. It produced 2 crossbowmen who are just hanging out and they're not doing anything. I really think this could have been beneficial if we had committed to it with, like, 10, 12 crossbowmen, just to harry the base a bit. Oh.
I mean, those skirmishers are being idle, and they have... I mean, I think you just basically do what... Once the Trebs are out, I think maybe you just distract with the skirms.
Oh, I like the barracks. I like the barracks behind the castle. It's really good. Especially with the monastery next to it. A couple monks would actually do really good here. Even if they're not getting conversions, if they're just healing guys. Oh, that's a lot of villagers coming from the left side. What are they coming to build? Is it a castle? Or are they just coming to forage? Man, OneWillFam really hates farms this game.
I think both players haven't really committed to farms this
Not
game,
really.
right?
Yeah.
There's 9 farms from.
There's 6,000 wood. Okay, now I like that.
Yeah.
I like that OneWillFam has transitioned his units towards where the fight is obviously going to be. However, I think he's forgotten about those 20 skirmishers. And a siege workshop coming up next to that red gate in Red's base. This could be spooky. This is, I still can't call this. This is still really tense.
I honestly think if humans fight the castle, they lose.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. Because it's Mangadai, right?
Yeah, also, the step lances would not be able to have enough value. The Mongol player is just going to retreat to the castle, and you're just going to lose HP on your step lances for every fight.
Now, I know that Mangadai get a bonus to damage to siege. Do they get that bonus to trebuchets and bombard cannons?
Yep.
Okay.
Because they are siege units.
Okay, I assumed that. I just wasn't sure if it was like specifically the standard.
Elite step lancer is coming, but I think going through the center would be amazing. Or it doesn't have to be through the center because, like you said, caster POV. You can always go around.
Yeah, I feel like you take the safe route through the base you've already built. Maybe delete a house. Because this is not going to end well for the human player. But I think going around the center and hitting the rear would be fine. But unfortunately, it's not going to take much for the Mongol player to build another castle. And if they build that castle behind a wall of houses, that's going to be dangerous.
Nice micro though by OneWillFam in spite of
Yeah, he's winning. He's winning the engagement.
Yeah, it's elite step lancer now. So if
these trebs are dead. Okay, he was able to save 3.
Yeah. Yeah, all in and step lancer is the way to go. But yeah, I think he's also making kip checks, which I don't. I mean, as I say, he doesn't need it, and it might be useful because there are pikemen in the field. But yeah,
I really would like to see the Mongol players start building some mangonels and just start pressuring the forward middle position for blue.
Right. So it's
Elite Mangadai versus Elite Kipchek.
I mean, in that fight, Mangadai is much better because of the range and a lot of bonuses that they get. But I think Step Lancer is the key.
Got the Step Husbandry. We have a forward castle from OneWillFam.
Okay, so maybe, just maybe, OneWillFam will start pressuring in the side. I think
he's finally acknowledged that he needs farms. Oh, both players have, actually. I would say these are 2 very evenly matched players. They're both kind of responding in the same ways. They're building lumber camps at about the same time, it looks like. They're kind of thinking about aggressing in the same ways at the same time. We've got Capped Ram coming in for the Mongol player, so he's thinking of just running straight down the middle, but what support is that Ram going to have? A whole bunch of pikemen, but those pikemen are being built on the wrong side of the map. Now
the barracks is not.
There's a barracks, but the 3 barracks are on the other side of the castle on the side. Now, blue has canceled that castle, which I think is interesting, because I actually think that's the play. I think denying your opponent that extra stone, getting that hill, and having that pressure on that side is going to be very important.
Maybe go for an even more aggressive castle. Maybe that's why the cancellation went through.
Maybe. I mean, if you're going to see it, you're going to put it on that gate by the gold, right? If you see it.
This is a lot of army to be just idle here.
Yeah. Something needs to give. Yeah, like these elite step lancers could be peppering buildings or something.
I mean, you don't need. Yeah, you break through and you shift focus, make the Mongol player
Move,
focus
yeah.
anywhere but here. But if you just stay here and fight the castle, Mongols are just happy to just fight in this spot, and they'll likely win as well.
Especially now that they have Bracer.
I mean, there's no armor on the. Do they even get halb? I don't think, right?
Mongols? I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't know about this commitment by. I mean, it kind of works, I guess, against Elite Step Lancer, but I still think camels would have been much better. I mean, if you wanted to counter the Step Lancer.
Oh, we've got activity from our 2 crossbowmen on the... okay.
Okay.
No, they get pikemen. They do not get halberd.
Yes.
Second castle, I think that's a beautiful position, honestly.
No ballistics for OneWillFam, so yeah, I need to...
Oh, but that castle is dangerous right now. It's still probably going to go up, though, because OneWillFam seems a little skittish about going under the castle.
I think it's just that because OneWillFam is not really counterattacking,
yeah,
and just fighting in this spot, the Mongols would just be happy doing this.
We definitely need to change scope of where the fight is at, because now that the second castle is up, you're not winning this.
I mean, even without it, I think it would have been hard, but yeah. I mean, as I say that, Step Lancer is taking out.
I like that he's prioritizing the trebs.
But I think all the elite Step Lancer went down, no? Yeah.
Yes. With the exception of... Nope, oh yeah, those are Kipchaks. So now OneWillFam has the ideal, which is 1 castle for Mangadai and 1 castle for trebs. You know, and Mangadai. Both players are past 80 villagers. That's cool.
I mean, you have so many rams at home as well. You can just push through with rams and skirms and pikemen through the center and do what Scratch was talking about before.
Yeah, I think I would.
You have enough.
I think I would prefer mangonels rather than rams for this, but that's because I personally prefer mangonels. Because garrison units is scary. But that being said, I think from ChapLikesPizza's perspective, that's a backup plan. I think he's still a little over-fixated on this front that he's developed with the 2 castles. Which, by the way, he has enough for a 3rd castle. There's a 2nd castle coming up for blue. This is the slowest Treb war ever.
Yeah, I think now the Treb war started.
Yeah.
They were not really firing before.
And that's 6 Trebs? 4 Trebs, okay.
Okay.
Now that castle's probably going to go down. Oh, unless OneWillFam hesitates. Which they are.
Yeah, these are just pikemen. You can...
Yeah, they're not very well upgraded, I will say that.
Yeah, I mean, I think you need ballistics on your Kipchaks, probably, but, yeah. Okay.
Especially against Manganai. Yeah, there was a lot of hesitation there. The Mongol players should have lost that, I believe. But now the Trebs are here to back them up. So... Wow, yeah, well done. That was definitely a weak point that ChapLikesPizza took advantage of, and it did so in a very good fashion. I like it. But again, I'm questioning this frankly massive army at home. Like, let's start moving them forward and getting some use out of them. Lots of idle eco time for blue.
Yep.
And we're covering the trebuchets. We're doing a very good slow push here. I would like to see some villagers backing up these trebs to do repairs, but that's also something I always forget to do, so... Ooh, taking out the mill is nice. I like that a lot, actually. That's very frustrating. Yeah, I think OneWillFam has folded. We're not seeing a lot of activity here.
Yep.
What's his APM at? 0.
APM is, believe it or not, it's 46.
Doing what? Where are they? Oh, here's the middle attack. Okay. Now, I don't like that this middle attack came when victory was all but guaranteed. I think that we could have ended this a lot sooner. That is a doubt castle if I ever saw one. It's probably going to go up just by sheer numbers.
I mean, even if it goes up, there's just 4 trebs there. I mean...
And it's gone.
Yeah.
Wow.
Base where the villagers have just been idle forever.
A very long time, yeah.
I guess that's the reason why OneWillFam hasn't already called it. But they don't see... I mean, it's been...
And the Mangadai are here to clean up this evacuation. Alright, yeah. This is a...
multiple stables, but you don't really have gold control anymore. So you have 1,200 gold and nothing more.
Yeah.
So...
Well, well done, ChapLikesPizza. This was a little slow, but clearly a plan was executed here. Definitely some things to tighten up. I agree with Dennis. I think you should have been on farms a while ago. Upgraded farms are going to be slower, but they will always pay off more quickly than killing all the bushes. You're already the Mongols. You already know you're going to be going some kind of archer unit. You're already going to be building a ton of lumberjacks. You're going to have extra wood for farms. It'll be fine. And ChapLikesPizza is moving into this base.
Stealing farms.
Did every single villager in that evacuation die? Wow.
No, I think he just moved. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Honestly, he can just... shift click every building so that the rams take them down.
Yep.
And then
move the trebs into position to take the castle, yeah. Okay, well, we might as well talk about these two players now that we've seen them both win one while we're waiting for this to finish up. What do you think?
Yeah, I think both players need to be more active with the army.
Yes.
I know that it's a close map, and let's say even if it was stone-walled arena, once you have that much army, especially mobile units or mounted units,
do something with them.
You can just move around, see what's out there. Both players were out taking the hunt and the berries outside. You can basically attack there. You can also, and this map is palisade walls, so you can melt the palisade walls and kill some villagers. Go back if the opponent has more army because you have mobile units. So it's something that I think both players would benefit working on.
Yes. No, I agree completely. I don't think we saw a single genuinely aggressive action after the initial incursion and defense by blue until after all of the berry bushes were gone. And that is very slow. It's not necessarily saying you have to be aggressive, but if you have the military, if they're standing around doing nothing, they're just taking up pop space and they're resources that you haven't benefited from yet. So I definitely think in Red's respect, this pincer movement could have come a lot earlier. In Blue's respect, I think that those step lancers were wasted there standing there fending off the Mangadai. I think that coming around and starting to harry that the wall of Red would have at least given them something to do to perhaps distract the Red player before they could gain the advantage.
One more thing about So Red's army is now moving slowly but steadily to the side base,
Yes.
and if you can like use control groups to select mobile units
Oh,
separately,
yes, yes, yes.
the group would move a lot faster. Otherwise, it's like a bottleneck where the slowest unit dictates how the entire group moves, and I think probably right now that's the monks.
Yep. Or double
Um,
click. You can also double click the unit to select all of that unit. It's not the best method because it's much slower, but it still works in a pinch. I like these
yeah, and
Mangadai coming to back up the Treb.
yeah, right now it's more a question of time because there's no gold on the map that humans can take. So
Nope.
now I think
Are we gonna see
is that a
Spy?
market? Is that a
Yes.
market for humans? I don't think so, right? That's been taken out.
Yeah, the market was taken out. That's a monastery.
Yeah, making a monastery when you have no gold control is interesting, but probably just wanted to take that relic
I believe so.
to get that trickle of gold, which I don't value. But
It is late game, Dennis. Does that mean it has more value now?
I mean, no, you have no map control. You don't have army presence. This game's over.
I do like that ChapLikesPizza has not developed tunnel vision and it is continuing to pressure this position.
I mean,
Um,
honestly, he's not been tested, right?
True.
OneWillFam just stayed in his base the whole game. I
That is
don't
correct.
think there was even a single attempt on the open, even though
No,
there's a
no,
power there,
there
probably
was
was
there was the initial incursion.
archers. Yeah,
Yeah, with
yeah.
archers and battering rams, and which ChapLikesPizza did defend very well. It wasn't clean from either side, but ChapLikesPizza did win that out. So I don't think calling ChapLikesPizza untested is fair. Tested, maybe not under the best conditions, but
Yeah, I guess there was some feudal action, but I don't think, apart from that, you're likely to see a lot of counterattacks as you move further into the tournament. And I think counterattack is, I think the one thing that these players are gonna learn more in this tournament is that how effective counterattacks can be.
yes. Yeah, because like right here we have 33 Hussar queued up. Imagine if these Hussar were streaming into the opponent's base earlier, right?
And they're gonna stall out the push for some more time because the Mangadai is not being microed.
Yep.
But
Yeah, imagine if these Hussar were streaming into the backside of red space this whole time.
what is the win condition that blue is seeing over here?
None. This is
Just
this
give,
is this is a
just give
stall
them
out.
a.
This feels like a stall out to win game 2 so they don't have to play a game 3. But they're nothing.
I think he's thinking, ooh, I'll take relics, I'll have goal control, and
But the problem is like the Hussar's a raiding unit and they're not raiding.
yeah, I think he's planning to probably. He's making more, but yeah, by that time, I think the Trebs would move forward and start taking the PCs down. But yeah,
Or the houses cuz he's got no population cuz all the houses are done. This is cooked. This is frustrating.
how does ChapLikesPizza handle the offense? I think the eco has been forgotten.
Yeah, yeah. Definitely need to start considering some new lumber camps and some more farms. But right now, the name of the game is just streaming Mangadai in. But we're only doing it out. No, we're doing it out of all the castles. Okay. Oh, but we're at PopCap
Yeah, PopCat, and you have army
now.
sitting
Okay.
idle in the.
That.
Oh, okay, GG is called,
Okay.
and we're going to game 3.
Yeah. Okay. GG is called. I definitely think a little late on that GG. But I really do mean what I said earlier. I like the Hussar play. I just would have liked the Hussar play 30 minutes ago. maybe even 45 minutes ago. Just start like building them up on the back side in place of this archery range that we didn't get any benefit out of, and just start building them in, I would say, what, groups of 12 or 20 maybe, and then just sending them at these houses. Just give the Mongol player somewhere else to pay attention to, because you're not going to win this castle war against them, I don't think. Before we move on to game 2, any thoughts, or do we want to just get going, because I know it's late where you are?
Yeah, we can go to game 3.
All right, we're going to pause. And 1, 2, 3, play. All right, we're back. So it's 1-1, and yeah, so we've got Celts and Lithuanians on a map that I don't think I'm used to seeing Celts or Lithuanians on, and that is Pants, also known as Bay, to some people. And yeah, what do you think about these civs on this map?
I think civs don't really matter typically. I think.
Whoa, hang on. I can't do Romans. Sorry about that. I'm fine if you want to continue, or you can switch to Romans. Are you certain? You decide. It was my mistake. Yeah, let's just play this one if it sounds good. Ready. Pick a civ out of draft.
No, it's I think in draft probably, but I think
maybe it just chose the wrong civ.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so, at least.
Let's see. Nope, that's the wrong. You have it up on the draft.
OneWillFam picked Lithuanians in the draft, so yeah, I don't think they would have been allowed to change anywhere. If they restarted, the admin would have basically. I mean, if they asked the admin to do something, they would have just asked the opponent to pick the civ for OneWillFam. So.
Oh no. ChapLikesPizza is playing Celts. They were meant to pick Romans. They don't have Celts in their draft. They have Teutons, Mongols, Khmer, and Romans. They do not have Celts.
I mean,
OneWillFam seems okay with it. It's not. Celts is not a civ that they have banned, nor is it a civ they have picked.
I mean, yeah, I don't know if they'll be asked to play this one again. But I mean, if OneWillFam wins this, I think
you could contest it.
It would be fine. No, why would?
Or sorry, if Chaps wins it, he could contest.
Yeah, if Chaps wins this, then maybe OneWillFam can. But it was asked in chat, so I don't know how the admins would decide. But yeah, playing a civ that's not in the draft is very odd that this just went through. I think the players should have just
definitely
restarted.
not something you want to do.
Yeah, and because of the mistake, maybe OneWillFam will be picking the civ for ChapLikesPizza, but I think that's generally what would have been done.
I will say ChapLikesPizza did offer. They did offer to restart and play Romans.
I mean, I'm saying if they restart, the civ pick would be by OneWillFam. So the opponent cannot pick the civ because this is a mistake that was done by ChapLikesPizza, right? So now you know the opponent's civ is Lithuanians. So based on that, you can't pick because this is a mistake. So the opponent can pick the civ from your draft, either Khmer or Romans. So yeah.
True. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, definitely not something you want to get used to. Players, just point of advice: stick to your draft. I personally will make a MS Paint of it, and I'll just have it up on my screen of who has it, and I'll cross them off as I go.
Wait, MS Paint for what again?
I'll take a screen cap of the draft, then I'll cross them out as we're playing.
What do you mean? That's exactly what the drafting is for. You can actually cross them out in the draft. It's an interactable website.
I didn't know that. Learn something every day. But my point is, guys, is that don't get used to that, because like this could open up a can of worms.
No, I mean, I honestly think that this could be replayed if.
I would say that ChapLikesPizza offering and then OneWillFam saying no, it's fine. I think that does carry some weight, personally.
It carries weight, but it still can be called. I mean, it's not enough because it's a civ not within the draft, so Honestly, the admins can just ask them to replay it. I don't know. I think we have to wait for the admins to decide. But yeah, let's just see how this goes. I think if OneWillFam wins this, probably may
Do-
not be something. I mean, honestly, regardless of the result, maybe they'll be asked to be replayed. I don't know. This is a very odd
Yeah,
situation.
it's a bit weird. Do we have a journalistic integrity to report it to the admins?
I mean, just ask the question, right? Because you don't want this to be happening in multiple sets.
That's true.
Being like, oops, I picked the wrong civ.
Yeah, I
And
definitely.
we decided in chat it was okay. And
Now this is the most terrifying wall up I've ever seen. That is extremely expensive. ChapLikesPizza, and it's not really getting you anything because your stone can be ranged.
I mean, I have to say, I mean, we've been talking about this civ pick, but honestly, it's very hard for ChapLikesPizza right now because now this player is not just thinking, how do I play the civ that I do not know about? Probably thinks in the back of his mind whether he has to replay it. A lot of things that's probably on
Little
their
tense,
mind,
yeah.
and probably one of the reasons why he's not been attacking the scout, just passing.
Sure.
I mean, I'm just guessing, but yeah, it's definitely in a tough situation for ChapLikesPizza to even approach playing this game because now,
But we're
if
already
he wins
seeing
this,
we're already seeing fishing ships, so like they're clearly rallying in some fashion.
yep.
Ooh, okay, we're disrupting the wall. That's cool. Good to see. Good to see.
Do you have? Okay, you have Loom.
Dennis, I'm gonna buy you a cup of coffee since you're staying up late. This 3 hour time difference is gonna suck.
No, I need to sleep after this one. So no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she goes right back to the wall with a friend to help her finish it out, and we're transitioning into a barracks. I like it. Not a big disrupt. And I like that we're adding houses into our walls so that we're not getting housed later once we get to feudal age. Good to see. Do we have a barracks from blue player? Yes, we do. But we're open, and that's spooky to me because OneWillFam themselves have proven how dangerous their opponent having an open base can be. So it's very odd that they would choose to do that themselves. Maybe it's this stone mine here that's making that a little awkward for them. Because it's kind of on the wrong side of the Izu wall up. But I think you just kind of build support there, right?
Yep. Stables on the way for OneWillFam, and OneWillFam has played open so far.
Well, in this game, yes. In game one, they were the one that closed up.
Yeah, I'm talking about this game. Yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah,
We,
no horse collar farms could be a pain when you need wood for a lot of things, but so far, just I guess sending more to wood to deal with that for now. But horse collar does come up for the red player.
yes. Got some first stable unit out on the field. Got a late dock for the blue player. Let's see how long it takes us to get a fishing ship on the water. And I'm curious if we're gonna.
Honestly,
there's
a
fire
fire
ship.
ship. Yeah.
So I don't know if I don't sees this. I think this is just an assumption. Yeah, but it's good to see. And do you just immediately send those fire ships straight to the other side? Oh, he's about to see the dock now with the scout, maybe.
I mean, I don't know. It's good to snipe fishing ships, but I don't know if what prompted Red to get the. Let's see. Does he know about the dock? He doesn't
Not
even
yet.
know about the dock, so yeah, probably just wanted to snipe fishing ships blindly, or just want to protect his own fishes or their own fishes. And yeah, bloodlines in, bloodline scouts moving through, completely walled off.
Bloodline's a little early, right?
I mean, if ChapLikesPizza was playing open, Bloodlines could have helped fight off Pikes and so on. But yeah, going full feudal right now. I mean, the eco is much better for OneWillFam at the moment. It looks like, in spite of the eco upgrades for some reason.
No offense to OneWillFam meant at all by this statement, but I feel, based on what I'm seeing, that ChapLikesPizza does not look like they're 60 elo below this player. I know that's not much elo in the grand scheme of things, but I don't feel like they are. They're not. They're playing above their elo.
I mean, 60 elo is nothing in.
True. But my point is that, like, I think that if you were to look at just elo, you would say, like, oh yeah, OneWillFam's probably the better player, but ChapLikesPizza is showing some real strong competencies.
All right. I will not undermine how you're selling the matchup, so I will agree.
No, go ahead. We got to talk about it. I like fire ships coming in to save the dock. That's cool. We still don't know about the opponent dock, right? Oh no, we do not. No, we don't. Okay. What do you got? Undermine my point.
I mean, so I don't think 50 or 60 elo in the 600, 700 range is that much, honestly.
No, not at all.
I think even 700s can go up against 600s and do well.
The 600s could do well against the 700s.
Yeah, because in the end, it's very easy once you know about some of your mistakes.
Sure.
To rectify them and climb below. I'm pretty sure if they take some of those things and consider and watch their games back or get some feedback and incorporate them in their games, they probably will climb up 50 or 100 elo by the end of the tournament.
I will say I did just check back to my notes, and while OneWillFam is 60 plus elo higher than, and we found the fishing chips, than ChapLikesPizza. ChapLikesPizza does have 30 more games under their belt. Now, 30 games really isn't that much in the grand scheme of things, but when you're comparing 72 to 44, that's quite a lot. It's very nearly double the amount of experience.
Okay, faster to castle age by Lithuanians, and with Lithuania, you are up against Lithuanians, so you kind of have to compete for relics just to avoid those attack upgrades on the knights.
In Bay, the relics are in pretty standardized positions. I think there's one on both sides and 3 at the top.
And I think Lithuanians, both scouts were actually in the corner scouting that as well. So.
Kind of. Red scout only sees the one. Blues definitely does. Well, they see the 3. They don't see the other 2 on the sides, but they're pretty standard as well. Second stable for blue. And we're trying to do galleys, but I think it's too late. I think this dock... Oh, this is a demolition raft. Okay.
I mean, they are well separated, so I think even the demolition raft is going to take out one and maybe half the other.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. If that's intentional, that's kind of awesome.
There's actually more demos to it, so maybe if there's no response, you lose water. But honestly, if you have a good farming setup, you should still be fine, I think. And in the end, you could come and take out the dock.
And we're seeing a lot of outposts cutting this map in half for the red player.
Now this is something that we saw before
in game 1. Yeah, it was much later though in game 1.
It was slowly but steadily moving towards the opponent. Over here, not so much. So it could be just vision of the map.
Just kind of a way to cut the map in half so that they can see.
Stage into nothing so far by blue, but probably controlling the scout and.
Castle Age into nothing, period. I don't think they've even built a villager since they got to Castle Age.
He's controlling and looking at the scout attacking the villager right now.
Yeah. And now
Now that's over. Yep.
he's got villagers moving in on the hunt since he's lost the dock.
And now there's knights being queued.
Okay.
Wheelbarrow so that he doesn't have to look at the TC anymore for a few seconds.
Still down by 8 villagers, though. That's rough.
Yeah, Pike. I mean, Celts is really good, but I've just not been able to make them work. But I guess we'll find out. Well, what kind of comp ChapLikesPizza goes for? Maybe I've been told that the general game with wood bonus and booming with the regular knight and siege play with infantry works. So I don't know. It could be anything from ChapLikesPizza at the moment.
This is completely out of my ass and not, like, correct in any way, but when I play as the Celts, I find that they are a very versatile civ. The problem is they have to do a lot of tech switching as they go on, if that makes sense. Like their power spikes, for me, seem to be different units at different times. And again, that's not correct or true at all. It's just what I've experienced as a person who plays Celts on occasion. Now, do we return to the outpost wall to finish it? Or do we accept that we can see our opponent's set up there and just accept that as enough info?
Outpost wall?
The little row of outposts that are now under threat?
Oh, finish the... Oh, I don't know.
Because he hasn't deleted the foundations.
Yep.
Now, this is starting to become a little passive from red, though.
I mean, for both players, right? There's like 8 knights.
True.
But he is getting upgrades on them, so maybe he wants to get the upgrades and attack. But already Pikeman is being masked by Celts.
Well, Pikeman been masked for a while now because he didn't do a lot of scouting of OneWillFam's base, but they did see that there was at least one stable, and that's when they started building the spearmen.
Yeah, and I think because the scout is killing the outposts, that just triggers another massing of the pikes.
True.
But yeah. And also, there's also armor for the infantry, so...
do you have the first...
When the knights do come in, I think you need some kind of maybe Lithuanian skirms behind it.
I do like Lithuanian skirms a lot. Now, we've got one monk out. It is a little awkward. I feel like as Lithuanians, you are almost required to build 2 or 3 monks just to get those relics as quickly as possible. But at that point, I would also be attacking with the knights at the same time. Honestly, yeah, I mean, it is a little odd. If you're going to build the mill in the center like this, wouldn't you put your monastery there?
Yeah, I mean...
just start setting up in the middle, yeah?
Yeah. I do think that having a monastery next to the relics, like on the top, on the corners, would also help. But yeah. I don't know.
You were starting to say something before I rambled about monks.
I don't know.
I'm sorry.
I mean, even I don't know. So, you don't have to be sorry.
I can still be sorry.
Okay.
I interrupt too much. We got a monastery for red, so we're thinking about monks and relics. And a university, okay. University for what? Castle? Or imp?
Yeah, I think it's for imp.
It's gotta be for imp.
Imp into... There's no siege so far. So what is ChapLikesPizza planning to do?
I'm a little curious about the war galleys that have been added.
I mean, ChapLikesPizza did say that Romans was the plan, so maybe Scorpions as Celts would also be good.
Hey, Scorpions as Celts aren't bad. They're pretty good.
Yeah, so it's... I mean, Romans, what would you do? You would basically have man-at-arms, pikemen, and siege. I mean, I think you can do the same comp with Celts.
Yes, not exact. You can do the same strategy,
Okay.
but in different ways.
So ChapLikesPizza is doing that monastery in the corner, but I think, like you mentioned, I don't think the whole corner was scouted, so only one relic will be captured. And
Well,
because there's no army presence on the map, probably the knights can take that monastery out.
if they go that way, but I feel like Chaps Like Pizza is very likely to snatch one or two relics before this blue monk even goes back for the second one, because he's just hanging out by the monastery down south right now. Because the distance is so great, and he went for the furthest relic first, so that monk's just been idle for a minute. Second TC, great spot. This is exactly what I think OneWillFam needed to do in that central location with the mill. I don't really understand the mill hopping to get a bunch of deer. I think you're better off just getting a bunch of farms. These unless these villagers transition into developing a forward position, I don't really see the benefit here. What do you think?
I honestly don't mind. I think in the end, having just one TC, right? I think you lost water, you need to be booming on land
Correct.
to make up for that eco difference. But
Okay, we do have.
that being said, there's not too much food left, and the fishing ships are uh, not that many. So maybe there's no fish boom planned right now. Although you do have 1,400 wood, so maybe you'll benefit from that.
Now, the monk is idle next to the monastery, which hurts to see for Chaps Like Pizza. Chap Likes Pizza. And unfortunately, that's the only relic that they actually see. And I do think that OneWillFam is going to snatch the second relic finally. But again, the difference is that Chap Likes Pizza has developed this forward building more than their opponent. That being said, there's no villagers coming out of it yet. This is a really passive game from the Celts player. I feel like they've had the advantage for a while now, but haven't done anything with it.
I mean, not advantage. It's just
Fair.
a 45-minute Imperial, but yeah, there's no
35.
castle drop into making use of that early imp, because now a much stronger Imperial would be for the Lithuanians with very strong knights right now. One relic, so pretty much a regular knight right now. Because the final attack is missing for Lithuanians. But once more relics are picked up, they're going to be very strong.
Yeah, it is going to take a while to do that with the one single monk.
I mean, you already have one more. And he's doing that again, where he's defending the monk with one knight, which is kind of cute.
Interesting. Chap Likes Pizza built a monastery at the forward location and then brought the monk all the way back to the original monastery to cash the relic in.
Safe, I guess.
Yeah, I get it.
But then why make the
why make the second one? Yeah. That is a wall of barracks. So, based on seemingly no new information on his opponent whatsoever, he just sees a barracks, a gold mine, and a stable. Chaps Like Pizza is assuming knights. To be fair, you're against Lithuanians.
I honestly think he's just been thinking about his late game composition.
Sure.
But there's no siege units so far, so pikes alone will do nothing. So you need something along with the pikes? I don't know what that is. Is he planning? Are they planning for their own knights? What is going on? I don't know.
I think like for this map in this position, if I were playing as Chap Likes Pizza, I'm thinking Siege Workshop. I want 2 Siege Workshop cranking out mangonels to back up these pikemen. Get some monks in to convert the knights and get your cavalry support that way. Now that's a lot of micro, but I think Chap Likes Pizza. I can't say this man's name. Has proven they can do that. The problem is that they are running out of stone. They've got 1,200. So what are they going to do with it? It's a very passive castle from the blue player.
I think with the score lead, which I think is going to be mostly scouting, probably.
Less than you'd think. Actually, yeah, it's pretty even as far as scouting.
It's mostly water, probably. The
Potentially,
water
yeah.
presence with the fire ships, galleys,
Yeah.
which don't really have that much value since the wall up was not towards the.
Oh, no, it's because ChapLikesPizza's 6k resources more than his opponent.
And he really should spend it more.
Yeah, this is definitely a floating resource problem, which again is kind of hard to wrap your head around all the way.
I think the composition is. I mean, again, I think both of them are making just one of them. Halb from Celts and Knights Lithuanians from the Lithuanian player. But I think you need like
Something
skirms
else, yeah.
against because you need to expect pikes again with Celts, right?
Yes.
I mean, I guess right now the idea is to go for their own pikemen, but it just makes the fights a lot harder to deal with.
It's
You need
definitely
kind of.
it's definitely a slow series of decisions. I think both players would benefit from scouting more because then they would have things to respond to. They're both surprisingly responsive players, but right now they're not responding to anything because they don't have any information.
Yeah, so I see some. Oh, that's just regrouping. I
Yeah.
thought they were moving out.
What was a regrouping? We've got almost 3 castles worth of stone here for our red player. Now,
Yes.
I will say 3 Celtic castles is a terrifying amount of castles because what is it, Celtica Furica, something like that, the thing where you can
Euro
heal.
Celtica, yeah.
Yeah, there it is. That is a nasty tech. Okay.
Paladin comes up, but again, you. I mean, I guess Paladin. I mean, the opponent has halves though, and also armor. I don't know. I still think that this is. You need your own scums. I mean, Lithuanian scums are pretty good, and it's easy to master them as well. You have 2,000 wood. Just drop a bunch of archery ranges, get elite upgrade and ballistics and all the range stuff.
Now that being said, OneWillFam does still have a relatively open base. Well, I
Ooh,
guess
interesting. Well, don't tell me it's complete trash units by ChapLikesPizza.
I don't think it can be. Well,
You've gone archers with Celts, right?
I do personally, but I'm also at this point I've got 2 or 3 archery ranges and I've been attacking for 20 minutes. It's a very different game.
But what kind of? I mean, do they get crossbow? That was my question.
Yes.
Okay,
I think they might even.
arbalest.
I think they might get Arbalest actually.
Oh, really? Okay. They just don't have the last armor range. Is
I think.
that all?
Let's see. No,
Okay,
they do. They do not get Arbalest.
Okay, Elite Scum finally is coming up, so
But
yeah, I think.
But what they do get is Siege Onager, which is awesome.
It seems like the idea from these players is make one big composition and make one big fight, and then yeah.
We're going cavalry archers as Celts. I'm a big fan. Like it. I like it a lot. Now they don't get Bracer, which is unfortunate, but they do get all of the armor.
I mean, based on what I've seen of ChapLikesPizza, it didn't seem like ChapLikesPizza can use a lot of APM. So
Yeah.
I
But that being said, putting heavy cavalry archers behind a row of pikemen, that works. You don't need a lot of micro to make that work, especially not against paladin.
Lithuanian skirms would counter both, right?
If they can survive, yeah. Because
Yeah,
remember,
I think right now the mass is not there. I think OneWillFam needs a few more archery ranges. so that you can mass quickly. I think these players are being so passive that this actually works, but you kind of need to mass your units a lot faster at this stage in the game. Have more stables,
Yes.
have more,
More
and if you
pressure.
want to, and if you want to go unique units, you need to basically have like TCs on stone to collect down on those castles quickly so that you can mass unique units quickly. So
Yeah, we're getting stone when we already have 1400 for our red player. Like, let's build some castles. Let's build some woad raiders and start sending them into blue's still open base. Also,
one halberdier.
I will say one thing that the Celts do have in this situation over the Romans and the Lithuanians is while Lithuanian skirmishers and spearmen are faster, they're 10% faster versus Celtic spearmen, which are 15% faster. So that coupled with the heavy cavalry archers, I think is pretty nice. But again, I would prefer.
It all depends on the army mass right now.
Yeah.
51 against 7. I think it's gonna be
Yeah.
pretty good.
Well, that castle's not
Forward
going up.
castle's already coming up.
That castle's not going up.
Uh,
Oh, it could if the
Yeah.
paladins move with it, but even if.
No, not even if the paladin moves with it. That's just a lot of halbs. I think you need a lot of skirms to make this work. I think ballistics is also missing, but anyway.
I would prefer to see Celtic castles in the center, and immediately after this. Yeah, this castle's gone. It's not happening. I would be shocked if blue even moves in with the paladins on this.
I think
Yeah.
blue needs to do
Something.
few units, right?
Yeah.
I think there's like the
We're just kind of hanging out.
the cycle that you talk about, like do an eco action, Q units,
Yes.
do a military action. I think blue
Bill-
needs that.
Correct.
Because right now,
Now this is scary. Oh, the pikemen will die here. Okay, we've retreated.
what? Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, no ballistics on the skirms yet, and the skirm numbers are less. The armor, there's no armor. The range is also missing, so
Now,
skirms are not really scary yet. I think you can honestly take the fight because you're under the castle, but
now we're getting chain barding armor with heavy cavalry archers. That doesn't work, right? They don't benefit from that, I don't think.
chain barding armor.
That's the cavalry armor upgrade. I don't think cavalry archers benefit from that upgrade. I think it's just melee units, right?
Wait, OneWillFam is getting the stable upgrade.
No. Look at ChapLikesPizza, and look at their stable armor. Their
Okay.
cavalry
Yeah,
armor.
stable armor is
I don't think cavalry archers work like that. Now this is what I'm talking about. I really like this castle. I'd like another one on that gold over there. And even there's the siege workshop. This is again a little late. We're getting heavy scorpion, which is cool. So he is genuinely just playing this like the Romans, which is fine. I love this cannon galleon. That's rad. Take out that monastery. But again, these are just very slow actions. I think that this could have been tightened up to almost 15-20 minutes ago. We've had over 1,000 stone for a very long time. Which is fine, you know, sometimes you want to see a big old army before you start doing stuff.
I think we're about to see like a scorpion mass, which is going to be a pain to deal with.
These cavalry archers are out for blood, though. Ooh, that's a juicy target over there.
They're just moving around to sneak in, and they're gonna find some value.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, they are.
Yeah, I mean,
This
blue has had like 40 paladin
for
for a while.
I would say 20, 30 minutes, yeah. Well, not 30 minutes, but 20 minutes. Oh, the cav archers are missing 2 beautiful targets. My inner archer player is screaming right now. Now, I would like to see a second and third castle built from the red player. For blue, you need to plug up this hole. You need to build another castle on your base to defend against these cav archers.
Yeah, because of how passive OneWillFam is playing this, um, I think.
I mean, the cannon galleons can take out the castle. He doesn't even need trebs right now. Yeah, this is a case of letting yourself fall behind by 17k resources in a passive game. You know.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, you can just dive under the castle and take out units. You are Lithuanian paladins. You're probably gonna take out those pikemen faster as well. I mean, halberdier faster, even though they're counter units.
Now I say that, but I believe all the cavalry archers died because
No,
they.
not cavalry. I'm talking about paladins from
Oh, okay,
One
okay.
Fam. Yeah, cav archers. I don't think
I think that
that much.
I think they died under the TC, but like
Yeah,
now we're just
yeah.
idling in the town center. So
Yeah, again, the paladin is still just sitting here. I don't understand that, but anyway.
yeah, imagine if these paladin were over here taking out these barracks.
I mean,
Or
you
the
can just down. Honestly, once you have the armor, you have all the armor that you can get. You have +4 attack, +5 attack. You have +4, and you can get +5 if you get the last relic.
the one closest to your base.
Yep, and you can just dive and take out the. You can I think honestly, you can kill everything right now.
Yes.
If you just dive.
But I will say one thing is that ChapLikesPizza doesn't need resources right now. They have more than they could possibly spend in this moment. They're 35 no, sorry, 40 no, I don't know how to do math. Yeah, 46 units away from pop cap, which they will be getting very soon if they start building units. This castle shouldn't be being built because it shouldn't like this is an extremely passive game, and both players are dangerously passive. This is very we're doing steps only after the step prior is completed, which is fine. This game is hard. These are very new players. So what we want to start doing though is we want to start growing it a little bit in confidence and going, hey, this castle on this lake here with the cannon galleons to protect it, great position. Let's capitalize upon that position. Let's move our scorpions forward. Let's build this second castle 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, expanding towards the center pond is not the play.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now those houses are going to be taken out
I'm
again.
I'm surprised that monastery is not destroyed yet. It might be out of range, but I don't think so. Unless...
I mean, I think they can get siege engineering. Probably you'll get.
Red just doesn't know it's there. Okay. This is a 2-villager castle, by the way.
Yeah, but I mean, doesn't matter if there were multiple villagers building it. I think being this passive, you are fighting in your base.
Yes.
And
yeah, this is 50 paladin just hanging out with 30 more queued, just hanging out, while we're allowing our opponent to capitalize on that center position.
And I mean, the Scorpion Mass. Once you have enough scorpions, there's no way you can win. I think we're approaching a territory where, I mean, you can still counterattack and do something, but I don't think OneWillFam will ever think about it. But if you're thinking about pushing back this castle, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, we can just park 20 scorpions underneath those castles.
Yeah, you have 20 scorpions.
Yeah, and there they go.
Halberdier. What can you do? Really?
This is going to be brutal. Like, he's going to lose some trebs, but those paladin are dead.
Where are the halbs, though? I don't see, like, 50 halbs. I think they're just next to the production buildings.
Well, there's only 23 halbs.
I mean, yeah, now they lost them, but...
And the paladins are back to hanging out. I like the cannon galleons. I definitely think there's a bit too many of them. But it does pretty much guarantee that Blue cannot set up near this lake. And yet they've chosen to do so anyway.
Okay, so finally,
3 more barracks.
Paladin commits. I think you can still take this out because I don't think the Scorpion Mass is completely there yet.
No, it's not there, but I think it was effective enough. I mean, they cut the numbers down in almost half.
I want this Paladin to just keep going into Red's base and finally take some initiative back in the game.
Yeah, it's good to see.
You need to be fighting though. Running around is not going to help you.
We've got Furor Celtica coming in too,
Oh
so
my
these
goodness.
castles are about to be...
That spooked the blue player. Blue player is just going back home.
Well, I mean, his units are almost all dead because they ran through 2 castles and 25 scorpions. But once Furor Celtica comes up, these castles are going to be a problem.
Yeah, I think you just need to mass.
Because it stacks, right?
What?
Doesn't Furor Celtica stack with itself?
That's a healing.
Yeah, I think if you have multiple castles on the same location, it stacks with itself. I'm not 100% positive on that, but I think that's true. These cannon galleons are doing work. Like... Oh, and we've got some Woad Raiders coming in. Another castle? Okay, sure. Why not at this point? There are 27 blue villagers just on break. I definitely think blue had an opportunity here, but I think it was a while ago.
I mean, blue still has it up. Actually, blue has no gold control.
Nope.
So that's it. That's over.
Blue is no gold control, and red doesn't even need gold right now. They can just squeeze him to death with these castles.
Yep.
Hate to see it. I think the Lithuanian player had a really good opportunity, but I think we needed what we're doing now. We needed 4 or 5 monks to heal up the paladin and just keep sending them in back and forth.
All right.
We should have never let a Celtic player get this many castles up.
Fighting for the gold on the front.
Oh man! Oh no! That's a lot of market business. Are we trying to drop a castle over there? Okay, another castle. Okay, this one will stay up. I'm sure of it. I don't understand. Like, why continue to defend this position when you have mounted units? Like, go in and do something with them. Like, send... You know there's villagers over there and you know they're undefended. Send your paladin over there to take them out. What, you'd only need, what, 5? Right?
I don't know. I'm just waiting and seeing if...
Conversions on the ships is kind of cool.
I mean...
If they get them.
is not really making siege to push on land. And blue player is just sitting at home.
Well, we're attacking now. I like the attempted conversion to take out the castles, but I think that needed to be done a little more aggressively. Fourth castle. I'm not against the 4th castle, but at this point, like, I want to see 100 scorpions. And pikemen. Just heaps of scorpions and trebuchets.
Seriously, is Red just gonna not make siege and just push with castles?
I think so, unfortunately.
Yeah. Alright, so we can build 3 more castles.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, look at the most inefficient mining camp of all time on the left. Look at it. Oh goodness. Okay. This is a funny set, I'm not gonna lie. There's a little bit of everything in
There's
this
a
set.
villager fighting to get the gold.
Oh, villager fight? Oh, rad. Oh, tower! Oh! Oh my god. Oh boy. I like the tower play. It's a little silly. Just win the game at this point.
And the villagers would move to the next gold and find out, ooh, you're already on that. And wood raiders are also coming in to kill the villagers. So.
Oh. Okay, we've got 50 halberdier in the queue.
Yeah, this is just gonna be. Ooh, he's repairing the TC from the castle fire. Okay.
No.
And wood raiders and camp archers are here. And the castle to take all the gold, which is also gonna run out. There's another gold stack here, which I think Red missed.
Maybe. No, I think he just gave up and he started fighting.
Oh, red knows about it. Blue missed, I guess.
Oh, that's the solution, Red. We need more stone.
Yeah, blue didn't know about the other gold. Oh yeah.
Oh, that's a dead monk.
There's gonna be more castles.
So that's what we needed, right?
Oh yeah, so that you can push the TC.
The big scary TC. So okay, instead of laughing at it, let's be constructive here. So right now, Red, why is this position working? It's working because you have a very strong defended position from these castles. And you know what you can do with that? You can build 5 or 10 more barracks and increase this volume of units that you're building exponentially. You can start building war siege weapons to hide underneath your underneath your castles to provide covering fire for your trebuchets. So this is a very strong position here, but one of the things that I think you as a player definitely need to work on is capitalizing upon those advantages. When you find out that your opponent has 50 paladin that he's not using, let's capitalize upon that and make their position even weaker. You don't need to build 20 castles to push this down, at all. OneWillFam, I feel like you are... I don't want to say you're incapable of winning this, because at the end of the day, you have 45 fully upgraded paladin on the field. But they're
Lithuanian paladin.
Sorry, yeah, Lithuanian paladin. But they're just sitting there. Like, these guys need to jump in a transport ship or something, or just run around.
There's 5 trebs and 3 more trebs on queue, so just protect them with the halberdier and go for the buildings, castles, TCs, everything. Just don't let the... Oh, he's using the defend again. I've done this. If you actually just click on the treb and click defend, they'll circle the treb.
But they won't go beyond it, yeah.
No, they'll attack if any knight comes in. But I think he defended the rightmost treb, and now, yep. Imagine if he took the fight before, and when there were fewer castles, he could have actually just cleaned them up. But now, I mean, honestly,
we've killed.
Now he could, but he has just been sitting here for so long, and Red has a big gold bank.
Oh my goodness, Red has not had conscription this entire time. Ugh, oh no.
I mean,
it's easy to forget. But it's just imagine what we could have amassed, an hour ago. Yeah, Blue, you've got to do something. You have 32 of what is largely considered the most powerful unit in the game. Send them through the castles. Start taking out these barracks, and then all of a sudden your opponent can't build these halberdier that are bothering you.
I mean, honestly, just go for the villagers. You don't need
That too, yeah.
to
Start
fight the halberdier. Just go in, kill the villagers. If there's no eco,
yeah, no, that's absolutely true.
I mean, honestly, the bank is pretty big, so I don't know if that.
Yeah, it's going to take a while, but let's be honest, Red isn't queuing units. Like I said, in this position with this economy, you could have 20 barracks pumping out halberdier constantly, and you wouldn't notice.
Yeah, Red is just waiting for the resign, honestly.
Yeah, this is this is like the opposite of tunnel vision, and it's a little frustrating.
8 p.m. for Red is 9.
Yeah. Oh no.
And yeah.
He's rewatching Hidden Cup 5 highlights. We're getting Winged Hussar. Okay. Sure.
Yep. That's just that's the Hussar version.
Oh, I mean, if Blue loses their military right here.
Okay, so let's see how many castles are taken out before they lose this paladin mass. How many paladins are remaining? 26 remaining. And 25, 24, 23.
Well, I mean, castles aren't enough. Like, the paladins, I think, can take this out. It's just...
I mean, you're losing paladin that you cannot replace, right? So,
true.
I think OneWillFam waited too long now. You can maybe stall out the push, but you can't even you won't even have paladin that prevented Celts from pushing through before, so...
Yeah, but also notice that ChapLikesPizza did not start building military units until this attack happened. Like, that's very frustrating to see. Again, when you're in a position like this, you don't want to... Well, I used to bully Dennis for this, actually, is once you've...
Do not bring that up. I refuse to believe that you playing till the last villager had any good reason.
Anyway, I used to bully Dennis for this. When you have an advantage, you want to step on the gas and push forward.
I will fight this. If you ever bring that game again and justify it.
But see, here we are. We're seeing the paladins now reduced to 6. When if they had just ran through these 2 castles back when there were only 2 castles, those 40 paladins could have produced a result. They could have done something.
Alright, so now the paladin is not there, so now will Celts start pushing? I believe they have some kind of bonus against gunpowder, but the Hal should still be able to protect the Trebs, and so... And you have cav archers to protect the Trebs as well, so... I think it was misclick, but 1 petard is...
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out where that petard is.
Yeah, I think it was just a misclick for when 8 Trebs were queued.
Okay, and we GG'd from the blue player. Okay,
eventually. Cool. Yeah.
The game that Dennis is upset about is a game where I purposefully fought to a last villager in order to prove to Dennis that he needed to be aggressive.
Yes. No. If I guess people can't watch it, but I don't want to talk about
thankfully.
That game. I will not talk about that game, but maybe another time, another video, we will talk about it. But it was no way similar to this.
No,
he was completely surrounded, and he had I think Japanese pikemen.
I thought you didn't want to talk about it.
You kept bringing it up.
My point is that when you have an advantage like this for ChapLikesPizza, push. Like, find something to do with your units, because you have such a strong economy, you will replace them. Start that tug of war. As for OneWillFam, you had 50+ plus of the best unit in the game. Send them in. Get them around these two castles. Kill that harbors or kill that dock so they can stop building those cannon galleons. Disrupt those barracks and those siege workshop to get rid of the scorpions and the pikemen. Or, as Dennis said, be smart and just start slaughtering villagers. You can see where most of them are, and you can see that most of them aren't near their base and they're not protected. This definitely could have gone another way, I think.
Yeah, I think definitely OneWillFam realized how good the Paladin were once they took the engagements with the Halbs. But yeah, I think waited too late, was too passive. I think Lithuanians, one of the good things about Lithuanians is mobility, and mobility was not used in this game. And yeah, didn't really see a lot of siege units as well. So just stayed passive the whole game, and it
Yeah.
was kind of rough.
Yeah, just
And
kind of lost their dock, and and then tried to do a forward castle, and from that point forward, just kind of sat back and let the loss happen, which it was painful to see because OneWillFam is very clearly based on the Arabia game and the games that I watch, and I would also say the bypass game, not a passive player at all. So this was kind of a weird one, to be honest.
yeah, I mean, this has to be said, but I don't think Civs had anything to do with this. And like you said, OneWillFam also agreed to the
Yep.
matchup.
Yep.
So I
I
mean,
I
admins could ask a replay, but I wouldn't be surprised if they also say don't do it again next time.
yeah
But this result stands.
I
But
I could
yeah.
see this being a warning. They were given every opportunity to resign or to end it early. Um, I'm not sure. It's an
I mean,
awkward situation, but
I'll leave it to the admins,
yeah.
but yeah, I don't think that you would definitely get a rematch. If
I
you
think
were
this would
looking for
result in
one,
a
yeah.
warning. I think it would result in a warning for sure.
I don't know. It could go either way. I mean, it's definitely worth talking to the admins about it, but I think you're probably gonna be told how the rules apply, and next time reach out to admins if you have some kind of situation like this.
Yeah.
Where you don't, I mean, honestly, usually the thing is, unless you can't decide, but over here, I think it was odd that they played through, but yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's an admin decision, but
Sure.
ChapLikesPizza got the win,
Yep.
boomed it out, got the resources needed, and
And
had like a crazy resource bank.
yeah.
And OneWillFam was too passive in the game. I think all the games that we've seen so far, the passive player lost. I think
Yes.
maybe the
Yes.
players take that as something like a takeaway from the set, and be taking the initiative and use their mobile units more often in the upcoming sets.
Yeah, absolutely. One thing that I definitely want to say real quick is if earlier in this series, Dennis was talking about um, uh, pull off your lumberjacks, get horse collar, and make farms. That is exactly what we're talking about throughout this whole series. So right now, if you look at it, ChapLikesPizza has 11K food and 6K gold, and just that alone, or I'm sorry, 11K food and 2K wood. Just that alone, if we had converted some of that wood into barracks and maybe done some market shenanigans to rebalance our economy, none of these things are hard, and then just started pouring halberdier underneath those castles, it's the exact same concept as turning 27 lumberjacks as a Mongol player with a ton of wood into a bunch of farms to rebuild your eco. It's probably the most abstract concept of the game, but at the end of the day, having 20,000 resources doesn't do you a damn thing. Having 0 resources and a ton of queued military does stuff that's beneficial to you. It gives you something to utilize with your resources. Sitting on a pile of gold doesn't do anything. Sitting on a pile of paladins gives you something. And that's kind of the idea here, and that's definitely something that I think both players would benefit from. I would say that both players played very strong games. I think that OneWillFam kind of maybe fumbled the execution here in bringing it home. But it's scary seeing castles. Castles are a scary unit. But the first set on Arabia, masterfully done. Checked all the boxes, did everything they needed to do. So maybe they're just a little bit more comfortable on that open Arabia map. And that bypass game was great. It had a lot of back and forth. I do think that OneWillFam in that game needed to, as Dennis said, you've got mobile units. Let's change the scope. Let's give our opponents something else to look at. Which, fighting on multiple fronts is scary. That takes some learning. Even I don't like doing it. But I think these are the building blocks of what both of these players, ChapLikesPizza and OneWillFam, need to work on. And I know it's a little rude to say this because this is, I think, our only set that went all 3 games, but this has, I think, been my favorite set that we've watched so far. Because I know it's late for you.
No closing statements. I think we've covered everything we can cover, and yeah.
And it's late, but all right. In that case, this has been Hidden Community Cup 5 Jean Bureau bracket between OneWillFam in the blue and ChapLikesPizza in the red. Going to ChapLikesPizza 2-3. We'll see what the admins say. But for right now, as it stands, it goes to ChapLikesPizza. And I'm Scratch, that's Dennis, and everybody have a good night.